Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Brews with Brian, a craft beer review podcast. Now, craft beer is beer that is brewed in smaller breweries, not these big corporate machine breweries that we're all aware of. Craft beer is made with patience and time, and the people that brew this stuff care about the product they are delivering to us. Now, this is a very special episode. It's a best of episode because the day this episode drops, I'll actually start my honeymoon. So enjoy this best of episode as I review Monkey Knot, Hop Slam IPA, and Fistful of Cake. So let's kick this show off. Alright, our first beer today is Monkey Knot IPA from Straight to Ale out of Huntsville, Alabama. Monkey Knot IPA has an ABV of 7.25%, and it's available year-round, so you can get this thing anytime. The description from the website says, Albert, Abel, Gordo, Miss Baker, Bonnie, and Goliath. Between 1948 and 1961, these primate pioneers and others bravely went where no man had gone before, paving the way for U.S. manned spaceflight. This hoppy little monkey of a beer is a tribute to those simian heroes of yesteryear. It has a citrusy floral hop aroma, a strong malt body, and a crisp finish. And Monkey Knot is a beer, like I said, that was made at Straight to Ale from Huntsville, Alabama. And being from North Alabama myself, this is one of the closest breweries around for me. This beer, Monkey Knot, got me into craft beer. This is what started my whole adventure on craft beer. And it started this podcast because I wanted to inform people about the joys of craft beer. Monkey Knot is their flagship. Anytime you talk to anybody about Straight to Ale, they always bring up Monkey Knot. When I think of Alabama beer, I think of Monkey Knot. Alright, Monkey Knot pours a clear golden copper color with a nice amount of carbonation rising up from the bottom of the glass. It has a fluffy white head. The aromas are herbal, piney, and floral hops with a slight sweet caramel malt. Drinking this thing, first off, you get a moderate flavor of malt with a slight amount of sweetness, but backed up is a flavor of pine, herbal, and floral hops, which give off a lingering bitterness that balances this beer perfectly. This beer will always be one of my favorites, if not the top. Like I said, it's what got me started. Straight to Ale hit the mark with this beer, there's no doubt about it. And normally I recommend that you try this if you can find it. Well, on this one, I'm going to encourage you to go find it. You have to try this. If you're just getting into craft beer and you don't know what to try Monkey Knot. Now, you might not like the IPA style, but this beer for sure is what's going to start you on your journey into craft beer. But overall, I'm going to give Monkey Knot IPA from Straight to Ale 5 stars. Alright, next up we have Hop Slam Double IPA. Hop Slam Double IPA is from Bell's Brewing Company out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. It has an ABV of 10% and it's available during the winter months. The description from the website says, starting with 6 different hop varietals added to the brew kettle and culminating with a massive dry hop addition of Simcoe hops. Bell's Hop Slam Ale possesses the most complex hopping schedule in the Bell's repertoire. Selected specifically because of their aromatic qualities, these specific northwestern varieties contribute a pungent blend of grapefruit, stone fruit, and floral notes. A generous malt bill and a solid dollop of honey provide just enough body to keep this balance in check, resulting in a remarkably drinkable rendition of the double IPA style. Now, starting off, Bell's is one of my favorite breweries. This is the beer why it's one of my favorite breweries. Hop Slam pours an amber color with a light haze. You get a fluffy off-white head that fades into a thick film pretty quickly. Complex aroma that runs the gambit of hop descriptors. No shortage of grapefruit, pine, and orange. Once you get past that, as the beer warms, there is a beautiful floral, herbal aspect to it. Really impressive. Heavy malt and honey sweetness shows up in the flavor. The balance really shifts to the malt here, and the finish is sweet and bitter. It has a medium body, almost like syrup, and a lightly warming from the 10% ABV. This is an old school double IPA. I really love this beer and will buy it every year when it comes out. Bell's makes some really fantastic beer, and this is probably their flagship, or at least it is to me. Overall, love it. If you get a chance to find it at your local beer store, you've got to have it, just to say you tried it at least. But I'm going to give Hop Slam Double IPA 5 stars. And next up on this episode, we have Fistful of Cake from Monday Night Brewing out of Atlanta, Georgia. Fistful of Cake has an ABV of 9%, and it's got a rotating availability. The description from the website says, inspired by the classic opera cake, this imperial stout is thick and decadent. We used coffee and a budget-breaking amount of vanilla beans to complement the roasty and rich base stout. Channel your inner one-year-old and go to town on this one. This beer pours a dark chocolate brown, but rests in the glass essentially black. The initial dense cap of khaki foam settles, leaving a thin, full collar and a few smallish trails of lace. Aromas of coffee, cocoa, cream, and cooked sugar are there. Tasting this beer, you get a roastiness with a pleasant, mild bitterness that plays well with a considerable sweetness. Over-toasted fudge, vanilla creamed coffee, burnt caramel, malted milk, and a faint grassiness with a little bit of alcohol. It has a creamy, full feel with fairly light carbonation. The long, sticky, sweet aftertaste is like vanilla macchiato. This is a wonderful imperial stout from Monday Night Brewing, and it's one of my favorite imperial stouts there is. Check out Monday Night Brewing. Anything they do, it's always fantastic. Props to them. But overall, I'm giving Fistful of Cake from Monday Night Brewing 5 stars. All right, that is going to be the end of this best of episode. I hope everybody enjoyed maybe revisiting some stuff that I enjoyed and maybe some stuff that you did hear before. You can check the show out on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, give a special shout out to Southern Package in Sheffield, Alabama for being my go-to craft beer shop. If you live in North Alabama, you got to give them a try. They'll treat you right. They're good people. And we'll be back next week with a brand new episode of Brews with Brian. So we'll see you next time.